Hello, it's Daryl at 10 Foot Truck Kid Attitude Services. And I just wanted to talk about car maintenance and things that come up on cars or trucks. This one happens to be my car, but I've had a lot of maintenance done, of course, on the truck as well. But these were just something, these are the front end, driver side, or is it passenger side? Passenger side. Sway bar links, and it's interesting with the car. I heard the noise because I've already had to replace the ball joints, or the upper ball joints, and the struts, and most of this work I had to do when I moved over here to the Spokane area. That's when I started having a lot of problems with suspension, which is part of the steering, the suspension, that kind of thing. Most of the maintenance I've been doing lately has been on that and the brakes. But the reason I want to talk about the suspension and how I had to replace these parts. Now, I talked to the mechanic, and because I had noticed the noise, and that's one thing I always pay attention to noises that are like it was clicking sound, because that happened to me before. I had an issue where I heard something clicking and knocking on the front into the car last year, and I knew that it was either the ball joint or something like this, like tie rod or sway bar type mechanisms that are in the front, and no one could really. I looked under it, I couldn't figure it out. I don't have a lift or a way of really, you really have to lift the car up to test these things the proper way. I pushed down on the suspension. You could hear the clicking, but I just couldn't locate it. And so I had taken my car to several mechanics, and no one really seemed to know. They couldn't really hear what I was talking about. They put it up on a lift, couldn't really tell. It wasn't until I found this mechanic down the street here that he, showed me the ball joint. This was last year. The ball joint was shot, and I had to have it replaced. And of course I had the sway bar replaced before that because that's what they thought it was. So this next time I heard this clicking sound, the same thing, knocking sound on the front end, but it was on the other side, it was on the passenger side. I thought maybe it was like the ball joints on that side, but it wasn't the ball joints. When he put up on the lift, he tested all the ball joints. He used it's almost like a crowbar type thing to push back to see if the ball joint was fine. But then he found out it was these sway bar links. That's what I think they call them, sway bar link, front sway bar link. I'm not exactly sure. And he said they were just worn out. So it was a reasonable deal to have them replaced. It only cost a couple $100, and I don't really want to do that kind of work. I don't know enough about taking suspension apart. I'm sure it's something you can do if you know what you're doing, and if you have the proper jack or whatever. But this guy has a lift, so he was able to do it really quick. And see how it's worn out. See that. And I don't think they're old because I had, unless the guy didn't replace these. But see, this one looks fine. I mean, they were just loose, and that one looks the worst. I don't know. So it's important to have have these parts working in good order because of your steering and just the performance of your car, especially if you're driving for a living like me. I probably wouldn't have noticed it, but it's been a slow week for my truck for junk removal and for moving. I haven't had, because last week or the first week of June is always slow because that's the time when kids are getting out of school, and it's always been kind of a slow time. So I've had some jobs called, but nothing kind of panned out for this week, so I just decided to go onto the gig apps, and that's where I use my car to do a lot of that work, delivering food for restaurants and delivering packages, whatever is available on the gig apps. And that's when I started noticing, because I hadn't driven the car that much, I started noticing that clicking sound was getting worse. In fact, I did a video on it where when I was driving a really bad road, it really started making a lot of noise. So it's a good idea to sometimes turn the radio down. Some people play the radio so loud they don't hear stuff like that. turn the radio down and every once in a while maybe roll the window down and listen to your car when it's especially when it's going over rough roads and stuff. If you hear some sounds like that, and it continues and it persists and it gets worse, it can be a serious situation. Now this situation wasn't as major. Of course, I'm glad I replaced these, but the ball joint, that's another story. You start to with the ball joint which fails. Like the last time when I tried to get diagnosis on my the ball joints of the front end, no one could figure it out until I could take it to this mechanic over here, who figured it out, and then he's the one that did the work on this, because that can cause your some major problems if your ball joint gets it starts to get metal to metal. I don't know how to explain it, but it'll just break eventually. And that's your steering, that's your front wheels. You don't want anything like that to break while you're driving, or your wheel collapses or whatever. So the suspension is just as important as for your performance of your car, just as important as your motor, your transmission, and also another thing I realized that I need new tires. I do have a set of tires in storage I'm going to get, and I need to get an alignment. He told me I need an alignment and some new tires. That's next. So that's my next project. The truck so far is doing good. I don't have any I had some, of course I had repairs on the truck not that long ago. I had the belt replaced and so forth. So you're always going to have stuff to maintain, pay attention, and do inspections on your car, look at your tires, test out your brakes, and all that because it's just out of safety for yourself and others, and you want to keep yourself on the road so you can keep making that money. We rely on our cars to make our money. So that's all I want to do. I just want to talk about that. It's a good thing to keep your car maintained and find a good mechanic, or if you're handy and you have all the tools, and of course you can do your own work, that's really good too. I just don't have an area where I live right now. This is the yard here where I could really. It's better for me just. In fact, the mechanic literally is right across. See where that fence is? Right behind there. Like if you go, actually right around the corner there. So I can drop my car off, or truck. He works on the truck and the car. I could literally walk. It takes about 5 minutes. Not even that. Just a walk over there. Maybe 2 minutes. Drop the car, walk back home, relax. He calls me up and go pick up and he's really reasonable. The guy's like one of the most reasonably priced mechanics, and he does great work. So that's a good thing anyway. So I just wanted to do that video. And today I'm going to be going out, and since I don't have anything booked for the truck, I'm going to go out on the car and do some deliveries. I might do a video on doing some food delivery. It's a fun way to go out and make money if you like driving, and you can get instant cash, or instant, not cash, but it goes on your card. And so when I'm slow with the truck, I just go on those apps. There's always some business going on with that. So, and I've signed up for like I said, I did a video on that on a bunch of apps. So I'll be doing that tonight. Friday nights are pretty good. Saturdays are good. The weekends. So if I don't. I'm putting up ads to get some jobs, but like I said, this is the last week. I think today was the last day of school over here, so that really is a hard time to get work because so many people are focused on the graduations and all that, the family stuff. So they usually, in my experience, that during that time they're usually pushing that stuff off to later on, towards the end of the month. If they have work to be done, that doesn't mean there isn't work being done, but there is less, especially around here. So hopefully I'll be getting some more work this weekend. I can do a video on the truck job. The truck's all ready to go. I got all my equipment ready and ready to go. Just waiting for a job. So I'm just putting videos up and doing other things that are proactive. Getting on my website. Well, not on my website. I need to get a website. I'm getting on my Google My Business and updating and putting some new things on there to generate people to look at the website or look at that my Google My Business and all that. Anything you can do. I can put up ads on my Craigslist. just kind of looking at YouTube videos, trying to get some motivation. And then in the meantime, I'll be doing some of these gig apps. And that's about it. So have a great day, a great weekend. It's going to be a nice, cool. Oh, that's the wrong way. Wait. Is it this way? Anyway, it's going to be a nice, cool weekend. Down here, it's going to be down in the 60s, which is nice. I like the cool weather. So anyway, this is Daryl at 10 Foot Truck. Good Attitudes Services. Have a great day. Signing out.